Hey, how's it going? This is Doug, Technical Director of HomesNOW. Earlier today, Jim and I and JC and Marcus and a lot of people showed up to volunteer for HomesNOW. So this was a meeting that happened earlier today, and we volunteered, or it was a volunteer coordination meeting. So it was where people that wanted to volunteer for HomesNOW and to help with Winter Haven, which is our temporary tent encampment in the parking lot of City Hall. This was an orientation meeting where we were talking to people who wanted to volunteer for HomesNOW and letting them know about what was needed for volunteering for Winter Haven and beyond. We recorded the meeting. It looked good, except the problem was that the laptop I used, which is my own laptop, and I set the recording on it, it didn't record any audio. So we had a really great meeting. It was about 2 hours long. We figured we'd use the video footage to show other people who wanted to volunteer, but they couldn't make it to the meeting. But it looks like the audio didn't work on it. So that is unfortunate. However, there's a couple good pieces of news here. Luckily, Marcus D had a recording of it, or had a recording of the bulk of it on his phone. Now, the audio quality isn't as good, the video quality isn't as good, but at least we have some kind of archive of the meeting in general. We had a great meeting today. There was about 30 volunteers, 30 to 40 volunteers. I don't know the exact number, but it was around that. And just wanted to thank everybody for showing up to that. We talked about various things about what will happen at Winter Haven. We talked about the different needs that HomesNOW has for volunteering at Winter Haven. We talked about the general philosophy of what we're trying to do with Winter Haven. And for those who aren't aware, Winter Haven is a temporary encampment that we're doing for 90 days in the parking lot of City Hall. Our goal is to support the homeless. We're going to help people that live in Winter Haven to move on and out of homelessness, but we're not managing their lives for them. We're asking them what they need, we're supporting them, but we're not actually telling them what to do. But according to the Bellingham City Ordinance, we have to staff Winter Haven 24/7 with a HomesNOW board member. So that includes me, that includes Jim, that includes Charlie, and anyone else who happens to be a board member of HomesNOW. One of us has to be there 24/7. And so in order for us to run Winter Haven effectively, we actually need volunteers, a decent amount of volunteers. So that's why we did this meeting today. We felt like it was useful. There was more people that showed up than we expected. Jim and I expected maybe like 10 people to show up, but it looks like about 40 people showed up. So that was very good. It's really a shame because it was a good meeting and all the audio was cut out on it, which sucks. So that brings me to my next point. Jim and I and the board of HomesNOW want to simplify the process for recording and getting like good quality video on the internet quickly. And so today we were trying to use my webcam on my laptop. It was okay, but again, the audio didn't work. Jim had previously gotten a camcorder and it went missing. I previously ordered a camcorder, it went missing. And it's because we mostly left it around. So what we really need right now is a good camera that can take 60 frames per second video footage to look professional, because we're going to actually need it for Winter Haven. We're going to need people to do interviews of people who are homeless. We're going to need people to film the actual location to show what it's like. and to let the general public know, we're going to need the camera for meetings we do, such as this, and we don't want any technical hiccups. So we want to have a camcorder. It costs. There's 2 different models, and I'm going to put it in the description of the video. But one is around $200, and it has just digital zoom, but it's 60 frames per second, and it's 1080p. But it's also 4K, but only at 24 frames per second. But we have another camera that's around the 350 range, and it has optical zoom, which if people don't know the difference between optical zoom and digital zoom, optical zoom is like a real lens, like a magnifying glass, and you zoom in on the lens to get a clearer picture of something that might be far away. With digital zoom, it might be like a certain resolution, but you're basically just zooming in on the picture that you've created. It's not real zoom, right? So we have 2 choices. We're looking for somebody to step up that maybe doesn't mind buying an HD camera for HomesNOW. We have one for around $200. We have one for around $350, and we're going to need that to have footage of Winter Haven, because we're gonna have to compile that into video. We're gonna have to show people what we've done, and we're gonna have to have evidence of it. Either way, we're gonna have to show people and what their challenges are, and how we helped them, and how they got helped, and so on. So it's something we actually need. It's something that we haven't put in as a huge priority, because we're focused on the more immediate things that can help people. But the fact that the public can actually see an image or a video of what's going on in decent quality is very important. So if anybody has $350 to spare, I will put the link of what we need in the description of the video, and hope that anyone can step up and help us out with that. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the list of things to talk about here. So we had about 30 to 40 volunteers today. We wanted to actually put the video out there so that people that couldn't make it to the volunteer orientation would actually have an archived video copy where they could actually, basically sit at the orientation, but they don't have to be there. That unfortunately can't happen because the audio sucks. However, Marcus did upload a video, and you actually can kind of see what happened at the meeting. But we want to have a higher quality version, not just for future meetings, but for in the field, like when we're actually trying to archive footage and use it to give as information to the public so they can see what the reality is of people that are living on the street. And if you would like to volunteer, which I encourage anyone who wants to volunteer, totally sign up on our website. We have check boxes you can fill out when you're filling out the form of what your skill set is, and if nothing fits, there's an other category and you can type that in. And what we will do is that when there's something big going on, we will actually notify you. We'll send you a text, or we'll email you, or we'll call you, and we'll say, hey, there's some big carpentry needs we need in the next week or 2, and can you help because you said that you do carpentry? Or something with social media. We're having a big we're trying to set up Unity Village, we're trying to set up Winter Haven. We need people to promote it. You said you're really good with social media, can you help promote it? We also need people that want to recruit volunteers. For Winter Haven, it has to be staffed 24/7, so we actually need volunteers that are willing to take on any shift, like a 2-hour shift once a week, or a 2-hour shift once a month, or 1-hour shift once every 2 months, or whatever you can do. Winter Haven has to be staffed 24/7, so we need people to be willing to do that. And what I mean by staffed, it actually has to just be according to the city, quote unquote supervised. So if you want to be like reception, you would be in charge of having like a sign up form where where everyone that comes in and out of Winter Haven, not just the residents, not just their friends, anybody has to be has to check in and check out. So if you're a normal member of the community and you just want to come and visit and you don't know anyone there, you also have to check in and check out. If someone from the Bellingham Police Department comes in, they have to check in and check out. If somebody that's a city council member or anyone that's in a position of power in our local area, they have to check in and check out. So everyone does, and not just certain people. And so we actually need people to man the desk, so to speak. When people come in and come out, they will sign people out and sign people in. We will also have a security system that is 1080p cameras as security. The city will have their own, and those cameras will be pointing down on the camp. We will also have our own, and they will be a publicly available link on our website that anyone can see what's going on in the camp at any time. But long story short, in order to have like those are just security cameras, but in order to have like the story of what's going on at Winter Haven or what's going on, we actually need a high quality camera. Like, we don't have a film studio that can that will just shoot everything we're doing for free. So we have to find a camera that is a good bang for buck camera. Maybe it's like $200 or $300, but it is high quality, high frame rate, and you'll be able to hear everything in the shot, and it's about so that the public can actually see what's going on, and it's not just like hearsay or whatever. So if anyone has $300 lying around and wants to help us with this camera, I will put a link to it in the description of the video, and we would much appreciate that. If all else fails, we'll just purchase it. But if anyone wants to step up, that would help us a lot. As for the volunteering, we have a couple of groups. We have the main HomesNOW Facebook group, and that is our main organization. It has about 1,500 followers. That is like our official, not company, but organizational, Facebook page. We also have a couple other pages that are groups on Facebook. Now, people might not know the difference between pages and groups. Pages are like your official billboard, so to speak. Like, we are HomesNOW. All of the posts that you see in the feed are from us officially stating something and stuff like that. But we also have groups, which groups are a little different. They are where you actually can post your own shit, and it'll show up at the top of the page and everything like that. So if you want to post something about homelessness, or you want to see what everyone's saying, you'd want to go to the group pages. So we actually have another group called HomesNOW Bellingham, and it's a group, not a page, and it allows you to do that. And it's actually really good for people being able to post what they want, and being able to get like a public thermometer of what everyone thinks instead of just like what we're telling you. And so the main page is basically what we're saying, and then the groups are about specific purposes around what everyone is saying. So another group that we have is the Showers Now group, and that is for the shower truck. So we have a shower truck. We provide showers at least once a month, but a little bit more than that if there's enough volunteers. We also need volunteers for that. And so it's a truck we built that has 2 showers in it, and we have that group on Facebook, Showers Now, and we'll have all this on our website too. So if you don't even know where the fuck to look, and you're like, what's going on with this organization, you just go to homesnow.org, and I'm in charge of the website. So if there's something that's not clear about the website, always send me a message and say, hey, I didn't know where to find this, and I'll improve the website. But I'm trying to make the website a nexus of like everything that we do and where it's at. And so, all the different various groups and pages and events and the videos we've uploaded and crap. I try to make that on the website. I don't always do the best job. I think I could do better, but there's a lack of feedback. So if there's anything on the website you think could be improved, let me know, and I'll just add it in 30 minutes or less. And just so you know, for the volunteering, JC Mansfield is the volunteer coordinator. So, but she's also looking for help. So it's not like she's in charge of everything. It's that she is coordinating volunteers in various areas, and so we need people to take the lead in those various areas. We have plenty of people that are like, what can I do? And we want to have something for people to do. But the main thing we're trying to push out there is, if you see that something needs to be done, push it out there. Go for it. Take the lead. Go do it. And again, we won't always like it. We won't always support it. But if you want to do something, we're not stringent. We're not you don't have to ask us for permission to go to the bathroom. Just if you want to do something, step up, and if you think something needs to be done, we appreciate it, and please do it. And then if there's an issue, we'll let you know. But we're just trying to help homeless people. That's our main point, or people who are homeless or are unhoused, or people experiencing homelessness, however you want to say it. That's our goal. And so nobody at HomesNOW is paid. I'm not paid. Jim's not paid. Nobody's paid at HomesNOW. It's 100% volunteer. And we need your help. We don't want a thing where you have one person working 80 hours a week. Right now that's Jim. We don't want that. We want it to where every single person is working. Doesn't have to work that much. Maybe 2 hours a week or something, and then it all adds up. So if you have a few hundred volunteers, it's actually extremely easy. If you have no volunteers, then one person could do it, but they'd be wasting 100 hours a week of their life. So there's a lot of areas we need help in. There's areas that we're not necessarily experts in, and we could use some help in. But the main focus of HomesNOW is that we are adaptable. So if we don't necessarily know the answer, we don't have the perfect formula. But if something happens, a challenge pops up, a problem happens, we can adapt quickly. And our goal is to, move quickly. But hey, if a problem happens, deal with it quickly, adapt, and fix it, and move, fast. Don't wait around. Don't wait for all the stars to line up perfectly before you start. You might have a good idea of what the right thing to do is. Go ahead and do it. You're going to run into some problems with it as you do it. Okay, you ran into problem number 1. Adapt to problem number 1. Okay, when you did that, it made progress, but you ran into problem number 2. Adapt to problem number 2. That's our basic model. And again, this is that we're not paid. We don't have a paid staff that we can just offload all of this to. So we have to move quick, and so that's the way we see as the model for moving quick, but also getting to the correct goal that we want to get to. You move quick. You might run into a problem quick. You adapt quickly. You get past that problem, and you keep going on, and eventually you make progress. I mean, we've only been around for about 1.5 years, so I feel like if we are able to get this far in such a short period of time, we might be doing something right. And we just invite anyone to jump on board, because if it's only 10 people, we can make progress, but it's only going to go so far. If we have 100 people or 1,000 people, we can go a lot further. So we need your help, and thank you. But we're not necessarily like the Messiah. We don't have all the answers. What I would suggest is, if you have something that you think should be done and you don't see it as happening, then we would welcome your ideas and maybe work together and make something happen. Winter Haven is happening. It is, the permit is supposed to be issued on the 18th to the 21st. I don't know exactly which date it will be granted on, and again, there's a chance that they'll turn it down. But we think that the city of Bellingham will approve the permit, and once it's approved, we can start setting up. We're not allowed to have any residents there until 2 weeks after we're allowed to set up, which is mid December. So 2 weeks after that, which is early January, and that is a legal process where somebody has the right to appeal what we're doing, and if they appeal, there's a 2 week period and things like that. So that's all I really wanted to say. We really need a good quality camera, a camcorder basically. And we'll have a link to the 2 models in the description of the video. We hope for the $300-ish dollar model because it has optical zoom. So the quality when you zoom in will be a lot better. In any case, thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. And if you have any questions, please let us know. If you have any questions at all, like direct questions, and you want to send a message to all of us at the same time, and you don't know who to send it to, you just send an email to admin@homesnow.org, and that'll get to all of us. So we get a lot of spam on it, so maybe we won't see it right away, but that is the email address that, if you wanted to get a message to all of us, and you don't know who to talk to, that's where you'd send it to. Have a great night, have a great weekend, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.